Hello, I am Umbrenero, and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is Reorganizing Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, Ritual, and Fusion Monsters. As you can see, we are finally doing something other than effect monsters. And this is Ritual and Fusion. So, there's two sections that I ended up doing for this video. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is real time for how long it took me to do these two groups. And this is partially because they are small sections. Like, that small pile is all of the ritual monsters that I have. And yes, some of them I really do like. Some of them I have used. Which is good because I enjoy playing this game. So, putting them in, and this is where I'm actually very happy with how I am organizing them now, because before, if I didn't have a full sheet of ritual cards of one attribute, it was just however many of those cards in one sheet and taking up all that space. Whereas here, I have them all together. It doesn't matter what attribute they are. They're all in the same section. So it actually saves on extra sheets, which is something I actually prefer. But that's all the ritual cards I had. In all fairness, there was not many at all, and it was quick, easy to do. So, on to the fusion monsters, where there's a bit more, but it is what it is, and I think there's a couple of these that have been loved. Like, the cards have been used quite a bit, if I remember correctly. Then again, I have so many of these cards that it wouldn't surprise me if some were a little beat up compared to others. But we gotta put our divider in. And this is still the second binder. And I was making sure I had all of my fusions. And there's just something about it. Just going through and just putting them in at a nice pace. I think my biggest problem, though, was actually getting them to go into the slots, because some days it's harder than others. And yes, there are quite a few shiny cards in this category, because of course, why wouldn't there be? And in all fairness, I think I did this before I had to go to an appointment. So, I'm surprised I didn't rush. And I just went with the flow, was waking up, and didn't really want to deal with anything before having to go do stuff. And yes, I have a lot of Ojama cards. If you've played the game, watched the show, you know who the Ojamas are. Especially if you watched around, like, the GX era, you definitely know who they are. But back to just adding cards and going with the flow. But kind of the same thing as with the ritual monsters. I wanted to get these all condensed down, so that way I wasn't having multiple pages with only one card on, and just having so many extra pages just in a binder that really weren't being fully used. And I will say this, all of these cards are sorted in the same way as all the other monsters. So I have them by, like, if it's a beast, dragon, machine, warrior, winged beast, those types of orders throughout. Like, there are certain fusion cards that I've used in decks before that have come in very handy. Like the shiny one on the page that I'm not putting in the slot right now. That one I've used quite a few times and have made it work pretty well. Along with the next two. And I was trying to avoid picking up the entire pile in one go because you don't want to have that large stack of cards in your hand as you're trying to just take one from the top. Because there is a risk of dropping multiple cards and making a big mess and undoing a lot of hard work that was done. But there are certain fusion monsters that I prefer over others. And I blame the GX era of Yu-Gi-Oh! For my slight obsession with the machines, specifically the cybers, because I have a few different decks that I can do with them that can be quite dangerous and quite explosive with how the game can go. But I would need to rebuild those decks to actually do some of the fun stuff I've done with them again. But then you have some of the classic cards. But yeah, looking at some of these cards, it makes me realize that some of these I got right before I took a break from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I'm trying to slightly get back into it, but not buy any more cards. And if I could get some of these decks to run again, I could have a lot of fun. Because some of those decks, they got interesting, and they got interesting real fast, and some people did not like to go against them. I swear that was probably one of the biggest struggles in general, was just getting the cards into the slots, because some of them just did not want to go. But with these 2 sections being completed here, that means there's not much left to do. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!